Hi guys. So I made this video and it's about editing all the screw ups in the works cited page. In all of your guys' works cited page. Not my works cited page, your works cited pages. So I went through, edited all the works cited pages and made them all correct. And I did it while on doing a video, tutorial style. And the video turned out to be 2 hours long. There were that many mistakes. Very few entries were correct. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. Because if you have something, even if it's wrong, most of the time, you're going to be okay. So the problem comes down to when you're so wrong that it becomes plagiarism. Now, none of you guys want to lose these points in your thing. This is an easy thing to fix because there are definite rules. So what I want you to do, watch this video. I stopped after 30 minutes. I was like, nobody wants to watch 2 hours worth of me correcting people's works cited page. But then I also uploaded the copy of the, uploaded the corrections to Canvas. And it's titled Works Cited Correction Page. And then you'll be able to look up your entry and fix it. Okay? Actually, there are going to be two of them. One of them is regarding anthologies. For those of you who quoted more than one article from the emerging book. So some of you quoted 2 or 3 of those. Some of you quoted more. I'm okay with that. In fact, I think that's fantastic. Remember that video about jungle research? I said it was fine. So pay attention to that because you've screwed it up. Okay. All right, so here's that tutorial. Please watch it. Oh, and at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you an opportunity for 5 points of extra credit to go on to your second essay. Okay, so those of you who watch this, there'll be an opportunity. All right, please watch the video. Now, this one is a little bit of a tutorial that's a little bit different. Basically, everybody who turned in the rough draft to me, I've taken your works cited page. Well, not everyone, most people. Some of you guys, yeah. Anyway, so everybody whose works cited page is referenced to in this video, I awarded extra credit to on your essay number 1. So, but the point of this is basically I want to help people with their works cited pages. And that's going to be really important. Now, in the next video that's coming out on Friday, in that one, I'm going to be helping people with their in-text citations. So, the key thing here, though, is just watch as we go through and we start looking at works cited pages. So, right here, I have a works cited page from someone who watched my jungle research video and decided, yes, indeed, they are going to use a lot of material from the book they already own called, the Emerging, Contemporary Readings for Writers. And they decided that they're going to use that as their, research material, which is perfectly fine. 1 second. And I just wanted to let you know that, of course, when I'm going over your papers, I usually have my Contemporary Readings for Writers out. Now, you can't see what I'm doing, but I have it out. And so, when I'm looking through this selection right here, there are 2 errors that I wanted to show you, okay? The first one is, 3. Okay, the first 2 are related, though. Is make sure the title is spelled right. So see how I'm going through and I'm adding the S's here? If it's the main textbook for the class that you're taking from the teacher who looks at this textbook every single day, and in some cases for years, some of the professors you guys are going to have been teaching the same crap for years, they're going to have that title down perfect. Okay, so then we come over here and we see that this is misspelled. Yes. This is in Google Docs, which means Google will help you make sure you're spelling certain things right, because it's going to automatically scan your sheet and do a background Google search for you and find the author's name and say, oh yes, this is how this is spelled. So the next thing is right here where it says 4th edition. How do we deal with that? I'm going to actually show you before I type anything in there, because that's still a misspelling. But the big error in here has to do with, well, okay, there's another error. I just forgot. Now I'm going to do it. This is actually not in alphabetical order. So we have to put it in alphabetical order. And blammo. So now in alphabetical order. So do this. Silly. Okay. So the other thing, what was I going to say? Okay, so we've got all that in there. We're going to find all the errors in here before we go forward. But the big thing is, these are all from the same anthology, your textbook, right? You have all these different things in here. And so if you're going to bring in multiple sources from the same anthology, there is another way you have to do things. So I'm just going to type it in real quick. So the first thing you do is you type in Barrios, comma, Barclay, and then you put in the name of the book, which is Emerging Contemporary Readings with an S for Writers, comma, 4th. Now you can leave it just like that, 4th ED. In fact, I'm going to, because that's the more correct, but some people have been doing this. Because guess what, the textbook actually, the cover spells it all out. 4th edition. See, technically, oh, you got to spell that right. See, stupid. I hate spelling. All right, so see right here where it says 4th edition, it's all spelled out. That's technically correct. Okay. For those of you who have been doing this, I don't care. Okay, but the more correct version is this. Okay, and then we go over here, we go Bedford St. Martin's. Space Martins, and then comma, and then 2015. That's the date that's being shown. See right here, someone put 2015 right there, and that's obviously not correct. And then over here is 2020. I actually think this textbook is 2019. So see, I'm thumbing through, I'm going over here, and I'm looking. Yep, copyright 2019. So did you hear me thumb through the book? Yep, I just did. I looked copyright 2019. So obviously, if you put 2020, that's wrong. If you put 2015, that's wrong. So you make sure you look and you go 2019. And then period. Then you come along and you italicize this. And then there you go. You've got all that done. I just threw my thing on the ground, which was stupid. Oh well. And then you go through and you start deleting things out, right? Go Barrios to there. Oh, did you see this error? Look, no period. That's got to be there, Barrios. And then, comma, PP. There you go. That's it. So we go to the next one, and we insert the period that is here. Okay, so that's how this should look. When you have multiple things all from the same source, same anthology, this is how you do it. This is also true for an encyclopedia if you have multiple articles from the same encyclopedia, or if you have stuff from Wikipedia, but in that case, don't worry about it with Wikipedia. The reference there is really simple. Okay, so now you see this part. So now I want to show you this. I went through and I took everybody's works cited page and I combined them all together, and this is what 12 pages worth of works cited page looks like. A friend of mine who's getting their PhD, their works cited page looks just like this. So the first thing I can tell you is that a lot of the italic stuff is just wrong. Okay? And so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to speed up the videos. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to fix everybody's italics, and then we'll come back up to the top and then I'll show you the other mistakes. Okay? Okay guys, so now that I have all of that done, now let's start looking at these different things. So we got a really interesting question, when I asked you to do those questions, and one of them was, should we trust JSTOR? Is it going to make mistakes? Well, so our very first entry right here is for Denise Atkins et al. Now, when I'm just looking at this, the title looks fine, this looks fine, everything over here, all this information here looks fine, and then where it says this stuff, JSTOR, okay, we're going to leave that there, that's fine, okay. The issue right here is where it says access 9 April 2020. I'm going to tell you why all the websites do that, okay, is because in version 7 of the MLA handbook, that was correct, but they got rid of it. That's no longer correct. So like I said, it doesn't mean you plagiarized when you don't have this, okay, it just means you're wrong. Also, no period there, we come over here, and then we insert this information, and then there's a comma. See, that's how that works. And you're going to see this again and again and again. Is it really that important? Okay, so my personal opinion, no. But you will have professors who do care. And then you go down and you have this big giant URL that's doing all sorts of weird crap. Okay? And see right here we have this. So I'm wondering which one of these URLs is correct when I look at this. Because we have... Oh, I see what the problem is. 1 second, let me just do this. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so that URL is fine. You always have to be cautious with the big URLs because sometimes they make you a little blind to what's really happening. Alright, so then we do this, and we do that. Now, somebody is doing this where they're putting the right in there. I don't know if that's correct, so I'm going to show you what I sometimes will do when I'm seeing something I don't trust. I copy, and I bring up the URL. And then it's going to ask me to log in, which I do, and I do. And then I take a look at the page that is being brought up in Gale, and I'm going to see how this actually looks. I'm going to click here. The Australian Nationals. Okay. we're going to leave that alone, okay? That's a really weird way of doing titles. I'm not a fan. But let's take a look go back here. The Australian, okay, Galen context, opposing viewpoint. So after you have this one italicized, the Australian, then you come over here and you italicize that one, okay? And then this person did put the date in the right place, and there's the URL. Perfect. Okay. And then we go over here, blaming diversity for bad performance as a cop-out. However, there is no author thing. So same kind of deal. I'm going to come over here. Oh, look, we do see a small error. We got that period. No periods there. Okay, so let's take a look. And it didn't like this at all. So that's a problem. If URL doesn't work, that's a fail. Okay? So I can't even search for your article. Alright? Is this so I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm gonna do the whole thing. Yeah, this is a problem, guys. When it's not pulling up anything valuable. Pasted the wrong thing. That was my fault. I'm gonna try this again. There we go. I don't know why I did that. I apologize. No, that was the one before. You see, we're starting to have problems. Things are starting to fall apart. I see. Oh, I see where my problem is. So I was trying to copy this crap. See, I can't even verify when you have that there. That makes life really difficult. So, yep, sorry, your teacher, excuse me, not a professor. Your teacher just had a fail, and so yes, you have to do this, comma. So let's go ahead and italicize this. Now you guys can start to see why, when they're wanting to verify your research, and sometimes they want to verify your research not to see if you're, plagiarizing, because sometimes they're like, hey, I want to check out that article myself, because a lot of times your teachers are going to rely on you for research and it's still not bringing it up. Let's see. I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm going to get rid of everything. I'm just going to do this. See how I'm having to now do this giant search for stuff? This is not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to just pop up fine. So culture is a cop-out. EHS today, blaming diversity. Okay, so right there, when I'm trying just to verify this link, I can't. Okay, there's something wrong here. There's missing information. So obviously, this one is a problem. Okay, one second. I'm going to do this. I'm going to italicize. So tell you what, I'm going to italicize this. I'm just going to change the color to red because that one is a fail. Okay. Let's italicize this. It says current controversies and then Galen context opposing viewpoints. I think this is a problem. Oh my gosh, what are they doing? So this is why I don't trust the Gale, because they have all this other crap that's useless. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, Control C. Okay, so here we go. This is the article. So there's the title for the article. Here's the website name. Okay. And then here's commentary, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then we have the article. Okay. There's that. And then we have all this trash down here. Okay. And none of it is helpful. Okay. So we're going to heavily edit this one. Okay. So you come over here, we're going to say that is fine right there, because we're able to find what we're looking for. Do you see where it says current controversies? Let's go back to see if it has current controversies in the title of the website. See right here? No current controversies. So that means they're not reporting correct either. Remember, you can't trust these guys. So we delete this. Okay. Gale in context. We're going to put this in italics. And then we're going to take the access date, 13 April. Comma. And then all this other stuff back here, we're going to delete out. Do you see what I'm saying? Right there, you can. This is how it should look. Let's go back. See, it's got college admissions as the website. Author, editor. I'm comfortable with the rest of it. But that other stuff it had, completely unhelpful. See, here's another one. Did the same thing. It's got this originally published as. You know what? You can't. The reason why we don't care has to do with the fact that this isn't what the original article looked like. They've changed it. Okay? So let's look at this. Fashion industry opposing viewpoints. We're going to delete that. I'm going to turn this into italics. And then this accessed date 12 APR 2020, comma, and then we get rid of this junk right there. And that's better looking. Greenhaven Press. Okay. And then we have the Adrian Chen thing right there. Oh, well, Adrian Chen is fine. Let's make sure we have this spelled right. 4th edition, edited by Barclay Barrios, blah, blah, blah. That looks fine. But we don't have the Barclay Barrios stuff, so real quick, I'm going to just create it. Format it correctly, and we'll go ahead and put it back in alphabetical order. Now, I do want to emphasize to a lot of you guys, your works cited pages are quite often not in alphabetical order. That is a massive problem. So you got to make sure you have things in alphabetical order. Barclay goes up here. Okay, so we go back down. See, there's the fail one. There's Chen. Needs to code some emerging contemporary readings for writers. Got to make sure you have this date correct. Okay, same thing here. And these are all from that student who we double checked. I showed you how to do things correct before. And we have to make sure they're in alphabetical order, and they are. true. DeVita costs. Readings for writers. Okay, and we're going to correct that. Okay, and diversity keywords. So see right here, we have 2 people who have the same source. That's actually fantastic. That tells me you guys are doing a lot of the similar research, means these are good sources. But we have a problem. Neither one of you guys put in the information correct. And then I'm going to try to do the JSTOR search for it. Let's see what it pulls up. I haven't set up JSTOR access on this computer, so it might not work. Just thinking about it. Oh, it's not going to accept it. I can tell right here it says turn away true. So it just took me to the journal. Okay, it didn't take me to the article because they're saying I don't have access, and this is probably a journal where I have to have paid. Yep, I have to have paid access to this. Okay, I do want to show you something. Keywords for disability studies. Let's see how it looks right here. Keywords for disability studies. It says edited by Rachel Adams. Rachel. Okay, very good. 2015. Perfect. Okay, so all we have to do is just get rid of that. Okay, so because I'm just going to, we already have it, so I'm just going to delete this out. Okay, so then we look at the next one. Scale and context. Italicize that. And see the same thing. Common error. Have that access thing. So 8 April, comma, all right. And I love the Chronicle for Higher Education. I read every single one of them. Special Forces. See, same thing right here. So we're going to 13 NPR. Now, this one is interesting. I saw it earlier. So, did this come from the physical copy of this encyclopedia, which they have one? I've seen it before. And then you have the whole thing. Now, here's the problem. Which article in here are you using? You can't claim the whole encyclopedia. Multi-volume encyclopedias like this are less than helpful. So if you did this in a paper, some professors would have a claim for what do you call it? For plagiarism. They would be really angry about this. Now the thing is, right here, I can tell that it is actually not the physical copy of the Encyclopedia of Small Business. It's actually from Gale. See right here in the Sentence Learning? So obviously we have a problem. There's no website, there's no access date, there's nothing, and there's no article name. This is so vague that it is bordering right on the edge of plagiarism. Okay? Could I fail you for it? No, but another professor might. But this would hurt your paper. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and put as a fail as well. So there we go. That one is a complete fail. Right here, do you see where it says has all this capped stuff? That's less than helpful. So we're going to go to Format, and we're going to go to Text, Capitalization, and we're going to go Title Case. That's how that works. I don't know what a revised edition, Princeton. Okay, so now that you're at the end of the video, you can see how I was starting to lose the will to live. About this time, I was pretty done. Okay, but most of you can see where, you can see why I was getting tired. Okay, so it's a shorter video. It's not 2 hours long. The corrections are up on Canvas, and keep in mind, most of you did the Holmes entry wrong. It's the primary text. You guys did the Holmes entry wrong. Like, I was corrected a whole bunch of those, and nobody was the same except for 2 people. So 2 people got it pretty close. All right, so now the extra credit that you can earn. Here's how that extra credit works. You have your spot reviews that are coming due. I really want you guys to do the spot reviews. Now, you cannot get me in trouble from the spot reviews. They are not going to fire me. They're not going to do anything bad. However, what you can do is do a little bit of complaining about how the school is working, and somebody's going to read those. And you could say, I am really upset about, and then whatever it is. So those of you who are angry about online learning, put it in there. If you guys are angry about the coronavirus, tell them. This is an opportunity for you to say, hey, there are some problems. Okay, so thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you guys. Those of you who've been doing all the work, you are wonderful. I appreciate everything you're doing. Thanks so much. Have a very, very nice day. Bye.